In every election since Abraham Lincoln won the presidency in 1860, Ohio has voted against the eventual winner of the presidency 4 times, and the last time happening 60 years ago. In November, we'll see if President Trump is able to build on the movement that led him to the White House in 2016, or if Joe Biden is able to swing the battleground state and secure the spot for himself. In 1960, the last time Ohioans voted against the eventual winner of the presidency, the state represented 25 electoral votes. Even though they only have 18 votes this year, those votes make up a block that both parties are eager to get in their camp. As a true bellwether state, both the Biden and Trump campaigns have been watching the polls closely to see if their candidate is favored to come out on top. Throughout 2020, most major polling has been divided, with 50% showing that the state is a true toss-up with no definitive favorite, and 50% saying that the state favors Donald Trump. Though this polling is inconclusive, it looks very similar to polling in 2016. If that's the case, Trump could enjoy a very healthy victory in the state. In 2016, Trump did just that by capturing his victory in the state by over 8%, the largest victory for anyone in Ohio since 1988, when George H.W. Bush won by 11%. When H.W. Bush won, he was coming off the repeat wins as Ronald Reagan's vice president. This could give Biden some hope. Though he took an election cycle off in between, he might be able to use some of the momentum from his wins as Barack Obama's vice president in 2008 and 2012 to secure a victory of his own. Honestly, looking at the data, we shouldn't be surprised if Ohio goes either way. The key for both candidates is how well their respective messages resonate with blue-collar workers and independents. In 2019, Ohio was the third largest manufacturing state in America, with 17% of its workforce in these jobs. These and other blue-collar workers were the core voter base who gave Trump his victory in 2016. If either candidate wants to win the presidency, they'll be a key constituency. With the coronavirus pandemic causing major financial setbacks to the economy, selling the voters on a plan to safely and effectively get production back on track is critical. Trump has spent the last 4 years bringing jobs back to the state, but this year's losses from the pandemic and his delayed response might be enough to make them interested in someone new. One way to guess how a state will likely vote is to look at their last midterm election. However, Ohio, in the words of Bart Simpson, is a land of contrasts. In the 2018 midterm election, Ohioans not only had no change in party representation to the House of Representatives, re-electing every incumbent who ran, but they also re-elected Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown to another term. On the gubernatorial front, with Republican Governor John Kasich unable to run for re-election due to the state's 2-term restriction, Ohio chose Republican Mike DeWine, a former U.S. Senator, over Democrat Richard Cordray, the former director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in the Obama administration. It's worth noting that since Kasich lost the Republican presidential nomination in 2016, he became a vocal Trump critic, so much so that he spoke at the 2020 Democratic National Convention where he endorsed Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is a man for our times that call for all of us to take off our partisan hats and put our nation first for ourselves and, of course, for our children.
Maybe Ohio is just an enigma. Though they may seem interested in one party for a while, it's hard to pin them down. Maybe they just like seeing a familiar face in office. If that's the case, whose face will they go with? For Trump, he brought back jobs from overseas to the Buckeye State. For Joe Biden, he was part of the auto industry bailouts that may have saved Ohio from complete economic collapse. For these stories and more, go to our website, WashingtonExaminer.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. From the Washington Examiner, I'm Suraj Hashmi.